Rated M for mature.
After slaying countless hordes of the undead in Zombie Army Trilogy, we wanted to push things even further. New enemies, upgraded visuals, and fresh challenges were just the beginning of what awaited players in the next chapter. As part of the Sniper Elite Anniversary celebration, we're diving into the sequel to the Sniper Elite horror spin-off, Zombie Army 4. This installment really expanded on the core gameplay, introducing new features that elevated both the solo and multiplayer experience. So whether you're a newcomer or a longtime fan, join us as we take a closer look at Zombie Army 4, the game that brought even more horror, chaos, and firepower to the horde. But before going any further, let's take a moment to highlight the fantastic Zombie Army community. Since launch, Zombie Army 4 has drawn in over 16.5 million players, who together have slayed more than 26.1 billion zombies, landed 2.6 billion headshots, and delivered 150 million shots straight to the But if that wasn't enough, Zombie Hitler himself has been taken down over 304 million times. All of that in just 5 short years. Truly incredible achievements by an incredible community, and the ones that deserve to be celebrated today. Beyond the numbers, the community has filled our feeds with amazing fan art, screenshots, and clips that capture what makes Zombie Army 4 so special. And seeing that passion, it means the world to us. So again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for being in this community. Zombie Army 4 was released on February 4th, 2020 for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC, with later releases on Google Stadia in 2021 and the Nintendo Switch in 2022. Now, this story takes place 1 year after the events of Zombie Army Trilogy, spanning multiple countries with 9 main missions and 11 DLC missions, making it the largest game in the Sniper Elite franchise to date. Carl and the Survivor Brigade may have believed that the zombie threat was over after defeating Hitler at the end of the previous game, but the undead didn't stay down for long. Bases across Europe have been overrun once again, and a new danger has emerged in the form of terrifying hellstorms. Now, the team must fight to uncover the source of these supernatural storms and put an end to the zombie plague that has consumed Europe. In Zombie Army 4, it introduced a number of changes that greatly improved the experience from the previous game. For starters, it featured a fully voiced cast of characters who interacted with one another and also with NPCs.
Looks like there's a backup generator on the upper floor.
Adding this new depth and personality to the world that we haven't seen before.
Merci whenever you're ready. Just aim and squeeze, mon ami.
And while Zombie Army Trilogy included a few NPCs near the end of its campaign, Zombie Army 4 expanded on this idea dramatically. Each mission now included multiple cutscenes, dynamic camera angles that led to a more cohesive and developed narrative. These additions made Zombie Army 4 feel larger, more cinematic, and more like an all-out war for survival. And to raise the challenge even further, Zombie Army 4 introduced a host of new enemy types. Unique undead like blind screamers who would tear you apart if you made too much noise, and the creepers crawling along ceilings and walls on all floors kept players constantly on edge. Even more variants joined the fight, including officers capable of controlling and resurrecting other zombies, massive zombie-operated vehicles patrolling certain areas armed with devastating weaponry. And of course, the elites made their return, now carrying more heavier firepower that we haven't seen before, now including deadly flamethrowers. To help you stand a chance against these new horrors, we overhauled the weapon system. Guns can now be upgraded with new effects such as increased damage, faster reload times, or even lifesteal on critical hits when scoped in. These upgrades made each rifle, pistol, and secondary weapon feel stronger as you progress through the game, and we didn't stop there. Each character came with unique attributes that made them stronger or weaker in certain areas, adding more depth and variety to your character selection. One of the biggest changes to the characters was the addition of abilities. Some abilities gave you a special insta-kill melee, an overcharged rifle shot, perfect headshots with pistols, and even the ability to slow down time with your secondary weapon. It was all about expanding player choice and letting you decide how to play whichever playstyle suited you best. Just like the previous game, Zombie Army 4 really shines with friends, either going through the story or seeing how long you can survive in Horde mode. And instead of 5 maps like we had in Zombie Army Trilogy, this time we added 11 different Horde mode maps. And to make it even more challenging, the weapon and ammo crates would periodically move around the map. This made you look for different strategies, since standing in one general area was no longer an option. It wasn't all new challenges that were added either. Now reaching wave 12 on any map would allow you to escape and complete the area, but you could always stay in the fight longer if you chose to. Additionally, we also added a new difficulty mode called Brutal to both the campaign and Horde mode. This was not just increasing the damage zombies could do to you or how many hits they could take, but also removing elements from the HUD and requiring medkits to be used to revive allies. The game on this difficulty was overall a lot more unforgiving, and on top of all that, tougher enemies would show up earlier than they normally would. A great example of this is the Chainsaw Butcher and the increased number of zombie snipers that appeared during the mission Death Canal. Brutal mode was designed for the ultimate survivors who wanted to push themselves and their friends to the limit. Now, how was the reception from fans and also critics for Zombie Army 4? Let me tell you a few. In Nosy Pixel's review, they said, Zombie Army 4 Dead War is one of the best games I've seen in 2020. With well done solo and multiplayer campaigns that are engaging and responsive, top tier gameplay with captivating ideas is a fun approach to the genre that needs as much creativity as it can find. DualShocker raved about the replayability of Zombie Army 4 by saying, Zombie Army 4 offers a cohesive and fun experience that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's engaging from start to finish, and with its weekly challenges, the arcade-like setup of the chapters and the leaderboards, and with Horde mode, there's a bunch of replay value here. And finally, from Push Square, they had this to say, Zombie Army 4 Dead War is one of the best cooperative focused games on PS4. Its meaty campaign boasts of impressive level of variety, a superb control scheme, and enjoyable gameplay mechanics, while Horde mode tests your abilities to the max. Rebellion has crafted an experience with so much to see and do that it could take a group of players weeks to master everything on offer. A crowning success for this type of game. Zombie Army 4 stepped everything up from its predecessor in every way. The story, the gameplay, the multiplayer, it all added several new features that really sent the franchise to new heights. And again, a lot of this is only possible because of you, the community. And over the coming weeks, we're going to continue the celebration with more content that revisits various entries in the Sniper Elite series. Additionally, Rebellion has released brand new merchandise for the holiday season. Whether you're looking for the perfect gift or gearing up for the winter, check out our full range of Christmas jumpers, mugs, ornaments, gift cards, and more, all at the Rebellion shop. We appreciate every single one of you, and thank you for celebrating 20 years with us. Bye-bye.